What is a sensation that you can't stand, even though it's not painful? When you're wearing shoes and the socks have slid off halfway inside and you gotta keep walking. Related, undershirt rides up out of your pants but your shirt is still tucked in. Witnessing someone embarrass themselves in front of a lot of people. So true. I cannot stand secondhand embarrassment. Edit. Why do so many people want me to say it in German? See, that persistent itch you can't scratch because it's not on the surface of your skin, but somewhere deeper inside. That's your skeleton trying to escape. And one day it will. When your teeth accidentally scrape together in just the right way that it sends chills down your spine. Or when the upper front teeth decide God knows why to close behind the lower teeth. It's not painful but it gives me shivers every time. Asterisk laughs and overbite. Asterisk. When you need to stretch but you can't stretch far enough. Edit. 2 Silvers baby. Chipped finger, toenails getting caught on clothing or blankets. That second before you fall asleep when your body suddenly thinks you've jumped from an airplane and almost died and throws you a shock of adrenaline to spice up your nap time. Worse when done in front of witnesses. When you get a popcorn kernel stuck in between your teeth and you can't for the life of you get it out. Or spot welded to the back of your tongue. Wet cloth at the wrists. Like when you wash your face in the morning but water drips down your arm and wets your sleeve a bit. This is the truth. And the anxiety of washing dishes and watching your sleeve slowly slide down. Then you have to either stick your arm in the air and shimmy the sleeve back down, or stop everything to dry your hands to push the sleeve back up. The noise an insect big or small makes when it flies by your ear. Sticky hands, especially between fingers. Asterisk asterisk sticky fingers. Asterisk asterisk. A hair in my mouth. Edit. Ah, silver. Aren't you sweet? Laughing face. A hair in my throat is even worse. In my mouth, I still have some hope of extracting it. Feeling bloated because I wasn't able to poop. Having irritable bowel symptoms is one of the worst things I've ever dealt with. Bloated because you ate. Bloated because you didn't eat. Bloated because of fiber. Bloated because not enough fiber. Nausea because you didn't eat. Nausea because you did eat. Nausea because you are the wrong thing. Nausea because fuck you, that's why. I've broken a handful of bones over the years, including my cheekbone and orbital socket, and I would gladly go through that again if it meant I didn't have to deal with the bullshit that is IBS. Metal on teeth. Accidentally biting your fork really hard. Shudders. After burning your tongue, it has this very intrusive numb feeling. Plus you can't taste stuff as well. And roof of mouth shudder. Nausea. It's not at all painful, but it's also the most torturous feeling in the world. I have never wanted to die because I was in so much pain, but I have wanted to die because I was so nauseous. Wet socks. Putting wet socks back on. I do not have a true fear or phobia of heights, but that I have to imagine falling now, feeling my brain forces upon me every time I look down from over 50 feet. And yes, even in videos, I hate the glass railings on the second floor of malls. I can't even walk too closely to them as they don't feel high enough to prevent me from falling over the railing if I got bumped into. My dry ass hands on microfiber towels. Teeth being drilled. Even with Novocaine, having a furiously whining tool going to town inside your mouth is disconcerting AF. And it smells. It's always weird when you can smell your own tooth dust. Taking a crap after a shower. Edit. Thanks for the gold, stranger! Exclamation mark. This annoys me so much. Like I literally just cleaned my asshole body. Did you really have to decide now was the best time for this? Sometimes I get so annoyed by my body deciding it's time to go whilst I'm sudsing up that I'll just stop mid-shower to go. Edit. Alright guys. To answer the 2 most common comments. Firstly, yes, I am aware of the good old waffle stomp method. Secondly, for reasons that are mainly around hygiene. I know, totally contradictory. I'm actually really scared of bidets. Thirdly, it was 5 a.m. when I commented this. Grammar was clearly horrible at that time, but I'm leaving it all, because words are hard. Running fresh-cut fingernails on some really fine cloth or something. This is how I check I filed properly. That brief moment of discomfort lets me know I've not done it right. When I was a kid, shirts had an outer tag on them. Monsieur, I hated those things so much. They itched like crazy. I'm so glad anymore most clothing manufacturers simply print the tag on instead of having a tag. But man, I hated outer tags rubbing on your neck. Edit. Thanks for the gold and silver. That tingling sensation after your leg is numb. The pin and needle sensation. I actually kinda like the feeling. But I look like a limp noodle trying to walk when one of my legs numb. Fabric or cotton balls in the mouth. Ugh, I can't even touch cotton balls. Worst feeling in the world. Earbuds getting yanked out because the cord got caught on something. I have no idea why this is so rage-inducing, but it is. The earbuds being yanked out. Not your comment. Sticking your arm down a sink of dirty dishwater to pull out the plug. When it's a hot day, my exposed arm. Humorous-ish area. Touching someone else's. It happens a lot on hot London transport in summer and I hate the sensation of the clammy skin sticking together, but just that area. Anywhere else I can pretty much let it slide. The weird feeling of those awful paper straws in your mouth. I'll just be even more environmentally friendly and not use a straw at all. Being tickled. I'm thinking itching is second. The worst part is you can't tell people IRL that you hate being tickled because literally everyone takes that as an invitation to tickle you. People are dicks sometimes. Edit. Thanks for the silver and the up dudes. I agree that I have diarrhea is likely the best response. Though if you're feeling particularly saucy, you can also try pretending you enjoy it to a fetish-like degree. Fake an orgasm if you have to. Call them daddy. The even worse part is when you can't breathe because you're laughing so hard while being tickled. So you can't even tell them to stop even when you feel like you're gonna die. Finger in the belly button. Oh, I get a weird feeling too. If I push around a bit, it feels like something is tugging on my vagina. Weird. I know. This is legit. There's a nerve in your belly button that also somehow affects the groin and bladder area. My sew and I looked it up because she says the same thing. But how else do I get my late night snack? Microfiber. Those blankets, clothing items make my skin crawl if I touch them. Edit. Hey, thanks for my first gold. D. Dry hands or feet touching anything that's cottony. Chuck. Edit. Wow, thanks for silver. Kind stranger. Edit 2. Thanks for 2 silver. Y'all are awesome. When it feels like you need to take that one really deep breath to reset your lungs. But you can never breathe in deep enough. Dry styrofoam, monsieur. Edit. Woo. My first ever silver. Thanks for sharing in the hatred with me. The sound it makes when it rubs against a box or other styrofoam gives me a stomach ache. I can't make it stop. Stupid styrofoam, monsieur. The moment before the needle goes in for blood work. I regularly give blood with no issues, but I can't watch them insert or remove the needle. Someone touching me when I'm not expecting it. Silverware on plates, aka metal on ceramic. Watching someone awkwardly flop in a social circumstance or presentation. Yep, I can't stand The Office. Or other social awkward humor. Scrolled a while and didn't see this one. So it might just be me. Or I missed it. But the sound using a marker that's really dry on paper makes. Or similarly the sound when someone does that thing where they fold a piece of paper in half and then makes the crease really sharp by running their fingernail over it. Edit. Thought of another one. Charcoals. The kind you draw with. On paper. Edit 2. My first gold and it's for horrible scratchy marker noises on paper. Thank you. The sensation right before you sneeze. Bonus points if it persists for a few minutes without being able to sneeze. Also the feeling of something stuck between my teeth. biting into some eggs and getting that horrible crunch of eggshell. Anxiety-related dizziness. It's crazy how uncomfortable it can get, and how much it sets me into a downward spiral towards panic attacks. When I have a hangnail and it brushes against something. Velvet. Velvet on ragged fingernails. Velvet is great. I would drape myself in it if it was socially acceptable. I am in charge of 50+ men and women. When you are managing this many people, every decision you make has second, third and fourth effects. Anxiety is deep. If I don't get it right, I can't sleep. As in, I will not sleep that entire night. So to answer the question, when I make a bad call, it is mentally taxing. Your concern for your subordinates is really inspiring. Anna L. Holrecker. I can only hope I work for a boss as involved as you are. Getting shocked by static electricity. Every time I get out of my office chair, it happens when I go to the water fountain of the bathroom, or the copier screen. Startles me every time. I think it was called like holographic paper, but it was like a really thick sheet of shiny holographic paper that was the worst texture in the world. Makes a zipper sound when you scratch it? Yeah, that sucks. Yes, that. When ice cream hits the back of your teeth. Or helplessness. Either one. For me it's the front of my teeth. If I really wanted to chew on ice cream, I would have to use my back teeth. I can't believe this hasn't been said yet, but restless legs. That jumpy, can't sit still sensation is the stuff of nightmares. Laying down on one side for too long. I'm constantly rolling over from one side to the other because of how uncomfortable I feel. Not painful at all, because I'm in a resting, sedentary position. People chewing with their mouths opened. Pedicure. Someone filing or in general touching my toenails gives me the creeps. I always thought a pedicure was weird, but my GF talked me into one and it was one for the best days of my life. Also, my woman had to leave at one point and came back with what I could describe as a fancy cheese grater and then continued to sand the bottom of my foot. The device looked dusty, so you could say I was a little embarrassed. Wood on tongue. That feeling in your stomach when you experience a sudden drop. Amusement park rides and even elevators give it to me. Surprised this was so far down. Some people seem to enjoy this feeling, and I can't honestly understand what's wrong with them. Monsieur, I'm not afraid of heights. I'm a hiker and I've been on some very precarious ledges, but I dislike this feeling immensely. Strange. I've always loved the feeling. I haven't the slightest idea why though. Intentionally being made to feel foolish by another person. The feeling of sand through my fingers and toes. It's coarse and rough and irritating and it gets everywhere. I prefer stuff that is soft and smooth. When you get a paper cut on your finger and the little skin flap catches on everything. Overload of perfume. Wet feet while having flip-flops on. When people I barely know insist on hugging me. It literally makes my skin crawl. Not everyone is a hugger. Okay, there should be rules. Oh God, I get your pain. Where I live, the usual way to greet people is the kiss on the cheek. Yeah, France. So in the professional area, a lot of people that I don't know or have never ever seen before greet me like that, but I hate that from the bottom of my soul. I don't care who you are. We're not friends or family, so get that germ-filled mouth of yours away from my face. I hope I'm not the only one. But when you are about to eat a pickle and you get that weird sour, unpainful, stinging sensation in your jaw or salivary glands, and your mouth begins to water. Edit. Wow, didn't expect this to blow up? Glad I'm not the only one after all. Not just pickles, but anything with a significant amount of vinegar. At least for me. I thought I was the only one because I tried to explain it to my mom when I was younger. She acted like I was crazy. Your eyelids having a spasm. The thought of chewing on raw cotton. I can't even put my teeth on a MIT, and thinking about it right now is sending shivers down my spine. Touching wet wood in general. Popsicle sticks, damp pencils, or moist paper are right out. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.